naturopath, a holistic health therapist, I'm an acupuncturist, and I made a 70-minute documentary on, hi Francis. I made a 70-minute documentary on holistic healthcare called Nature Cure The Revival, and it's up on YouTube, and that's a screenshot just there. And there you can see a load of different people being treated with a load of different conditions, naturopathically, holistically, without the use of pharmaceutical drugs whatsoever. So that's called Nature Cure The Revival. Really, really very interesting to look at. So you can see people with conditions like psoriasis, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes being treated without any pharmaceutical drugs whatsoever. And in the top thumbnail there, you can see a guy that's to my right with a swollen stomach. He actually has chronic kidney failure, and he's also being treated naturopathically without any pharmaceuticals whatsoever. He's being gradually weaned off his pharmaceutical drugs. And so long as he follows a protocol, he'll go on to lead a healthy and happy life. So that's one thing that I did. And also what I'm up to is I'm in the process of setting up a boutique lifestyle medicine center where people will come along and receive treatment for a range of different conditions. Again, naturopathically, holistically, they'll stay at the center between 3 and 21 days and have their conditions treated, again, obviously without pharmaceutical drugs. What's really, really cool is I have an agreement with one of the very top hospitals in India, one of the very top naturopathic stroke nature cure hospitals in India, that for each center that I set up, I can have their range of staff working at the center, carrying out treatments, and in that way I have it that the center that I set up will offer the highest level of holistic healthcare in the world outside of India through replicating the Indian model of naturopathic healthcare, which is super, super cool. COVID has sort of like put the brakes on it recently, but that's what I'm up to, that's who I am. And so thank you all for being here. Thanks for taking the time out, and it's a real privilege for me to be here and for me to be able to talk to you guys too. So, oh look, isn't that amazing? Now when I'm changing, there we go. Okay, great. So today's presentation is on lifestyle, because your lifestyle can be your medicine or your lifestyle can be your poison. So you guys can briefly unmute, and who here thinks or agrees or disagrees that your health and that your lifestyle are interrelated? Feel free to unmute and just shout.
Agree.
Agree.
Agree?
Agree.
So I hear a lot of agreement. Okay,
Definitely.
Cool. Excellent. So our health and our lifestyle are very linked. So there are a range of conditions that are inextricably linked to lifestyle. They're known as lifestyle disorders: high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, weight gain, okay? And those conditions are collectively known as the metabolic syndrome, and they're inextricably linked to lifestyle. And in today's current climate, your lifestyle wants to be one that promotes your own health, that boosts your immunity, that boosts your vitality, okay? And what's also really cool to get is that, of course, we want to be healthy. Of course, we want to be energetic and vibrant and at our best, okay? But our health isn't just for us. Our health is for people closest to us as well, the communities that we're very close to: family, children, parents, friends, work colleagues, out of work clubs, sports clubs, etc. Because when you're on top of your game, when you're really at your best, then you can really be a contribution, when you can really be of service to other people, okay? So other people are impacted by your health. And so what I'm going to do throughout this talk is outline a few key lifestyle practices. Some might be obvious, some might be less obvious, that will impact the way that you feel. They'll impact your health. They'll impact your vitality and energy levels, okay? But what's important to get for the moment is that it's also all about balance, okay? So I'm not here advocating that people end up living like monks. It's okay to let our hair down. It's okay to have fun. But what you want to get is that the body has a limited, finite set of nutritional resources with which it can support your lifestyle, okay? And when you burn the candle at both ends, your body will begin to give you signals. So you can unmute. What kind of signals do you think your body is going to give you when you're overdoing it?
Tired.
Tired, correct.
Maybe you get bad skin, yeah, sleep issues, maybe bad skin.
Achy.
Right.
Depression.
Yeah, depression, absolutely. Like mood, that's right. And also you'll probably get like colds and flus quite regularly, which right now we don't really want. Yeah, because you're going to be leading an immunosuppressive lifestyle. So what you want to do is lead a lifestyle that boosts your immunity. So the main point just now I'm trying to make is that it's all about balance, but we have a a limited set of resources to support our lifestyles with. And the body will let us know when we're overdoing it. We don't even want to get to that point. And so one thing I just want to make clear is that each of these lifestyle practices stimulate the branch on the right that you can see, the parasympathetic nervous system, okay? So we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is a fight or flight mechanism. And then we have the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for healing, rejuvenation, and oxygenation of the body, okay? So when, for example, a zebra, which is a good example, it's a really good example actually, when a zebra is faced with a lion, it will turn around, run off into the distance at 1,000,000 miles an hour, okay? And then sometime later, it'll have hopefully outrun the lion, okay? Then it will start trotting down to a canter, then it'll go into a walk, the lion's gone, it's relaxed, it's chewing its grass again, and everything's good, right? So the alarm bells that went off in its body were because of the sympathetic nervous system, which kept it alive. So you can see on the left, the list there, the pupils are dilated, your heartbeat increases, your respiration increases, there's a flood of glucose sent to the bloodstream, there's a cascade of hormones that go off in the body, adrenaline and noradrenaline, and you're ready for action, okay? And then after a few minutes, the zebra like relaxes because the stressor is no longer there. So the stressor stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, okay? And the sympathetic nervous system is good because it keeps us alive. However, in today's society, our stressors don't last for 3 or 4 minutes, do they? Our stressors can last for a week or a month or a year or 5 years or 20 years, right? Our stressors can really be ever present. So what we really need to do in order to boost our own health and maintain our own vitality is to transition from the sympathetic branch of the nervous system to the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system, okay? The one that's responsible for healing and rejuvenation and oxygenation. So, okay, number one, which is obvious, food, what it is that we put into our body. Okay, so what you obviously, needless to say, I know you guys know this already, what you're looking at there is a healthy diet, a diet that relies on veg sources for protein, a diet that's full of fiber. Fiber is very, 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 very important. Fiber feeds the bacteria in your bowel, which has a tremendous influence over every aspect of your health. And I'll cover that in a little while. The fiber is very important. It feeds your bowel bacteria. Fiber gives shape and tone to the large intestine. Fiber inhibits blood sugar spikes. Okay, so what you're looking at is an anti-inflammatory, mildly alkaline diet. Okay, so the opposite is one that obviously relies on animal sources of protein, one that has very little fiber, that promotes blood sugar spikes, that prevents the elimination of waste from the body due to the lack of fiber, that contains more sugar, that feeds bad bacteria in the bowel. That's a real thing, that good and bad bacteria, and I'm going to get into that in a bit, okay? And in relation to the nervous system, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system that I mentioned, obviously food can trigger the nervous system, definitely. But when you eat, you definitely want to be calm and relaxed. And if you've just been experiencing a period of stress, take a few minutes out, because while you're sympathetic dominant, while you're fight or flight dominant, your digestive system shuts down, okay? And you're not going to digest your food properly. So undigested food in traditional Indian medicine, Ayurveda, which is like 6,000 years old, is known as amma, A-M-A, amma, okay? And that is actually considered a toxin. It's also a breeding ground for bad bacteria. So you want to be very mindful when you eat and use all of your senses. Yoga. Okay, so again, sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system. So right now we're talking about immunity and mood. So yoga has been shown to be equally effective as some antidepressants for mild cases of depression. When I was in India, doctors, naturopathic doctors, yoga therapists would make the distinction between yoga and exercise, saying that yoga is actually not exercise. So do you guys know, you can unmute, do you guys know what some of the differences between yoga and exercise might actually be? Shout them at me.
Yoga is mind as well as body.
Yoga's mind as well as body. Excellent. Definitely.
Exercise tiring.
Yeah. Sorry?
Is exercise more tiring? Like it's more active?
Exercise, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I mean, so like the first person said, exercise is mind and body. I mean, yoga is mind and body, meaning that when we practice yoga, we observe our thoughts. And when we practice yoga, we observe our breath. When we practice football training or boxing, we don't observe our thoughts or our breath, obviously. And at the end of a yoga session, our breathing is slow and calm. At the end of an exercise, like a HIIT session, of course, you're breathing super fast. At the end of a yoga session, your body temperature is like mild. At the end of an exercise session, you're sweating. Okay, at the end of a yoga session, your muscles are fully oxygenated. At the end of HIIT or exercise or boxing, your muscles are in a state of exhaustion. Okay, at the end of yoga, you feel uplifted and vibrant and energetic. At the end of like a high intensity exercise class, you're feeling exhausted and you need to rest. Okay, so distinct differences. Yoga stimulates the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system, the one that's responsible for healing and rejuvenation, okay? Exercise, HIIT training, and all the rest of it stimulates the sympathetic branch of the nervous system, okay? So we live our life sympathetic dominant, okay? And the sympathetic nervous system, while it keeps us alive and while it's crucially important, is actually catabolic on our body. It depletes our body's resources. It wreaks havoc. Those hormones, those stress hormones that circulate in your body, cortisol, adrenaline, etc., after a while they wreak havoc in the body, okay? Yoga transitions to the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system. So really, really important, again, for promoting immunity. The sympathetic branch of the nervous system inhibits the activity of the immune system. The immune system stops working when you're sympathetic dominant. When you're parasympathetic dominant, the immune system returns and starts working again normally, okay? One or two other things I think are super, super cool. That 1 million studies have been carried out on yoga, and yoga has been shown to improve the behavior of children, school children, going to school, their attendance, their performance, their behavior, their sleep cycles, really, really important. So all our kids need yoga. And after 3 generations, when everybody has access to this mind-body practice, you can have a profound impact on the quality of the society you create, okay? Yoga has also been shown to contribute and improve the role of teachers as educators. And of course, going hand in hand with yoga is meditation. Does anybody meditate here? Like unmute and just shout yes or no?
No.
No? Any meditators?
No.
Of yoga I do some yoga and I kind of, it helps me relax my brain.
Excellent.
Nearly meditation.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's very on the cusp of meditation. You can meditate while you practice yoga. Okay, next slide. We have massage. Massage is super, super important, especially if you spend your life at a desk, like you can see me like hunched up like that, typing all day long. Definitely you're going to end up, I mean, I see like hundreds of clients with neck pain and like shoulder pain and RSI, repetitive strain injury in the wrists. If you don't exercise and you lead a sedentary lifestyle, your muscles don't get stretched and manipulated, so you need a massage to manipulate the muscles, to deliver blood into the muscles, which have a great deal of like minerals and correcting factors and all the rest of it. And if you do a load of exercise, and of course it's a no-brainer that like exercise and massage go hand in hand. what I really enjoy doing myself as a therapist is teaching couples to massage each other. That's super, super cool. For couples to be able to touch each other, for couples to be able to heal each other and really, really embellish that bond. So massage is an instant stress buster, and immediately, it doesn't matter how stressed you are, you start receiving massage and it's literally like, amazing sensation straight away, okay? Instant stress buster. It's an absolute must. Massage, you should get a massage once every single month. It should be in your diaries and you should be getting it like clockwork. Okay. Sleep. So we've spoken about nutrition, we've spoken about yoga, we've spoken about massage. Sleep is very, very important. And you guys can unmute. Does anybody here have problems sleeping, either getting to sleep or staying asleep? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
bunch
think
of
we're all
yeses.
yes there.
Okay, wow, those are quite a few yeses. So if you guys have problems getting to sleep, I'd seriously suggest sitting down at night and focusing on your breath and meditating basically for like 15, 20 minutes. Like meditation's been clinically proven to improve the quality of sleep. Along with sleep issues, you may also be experiencing other issues as well, such as energy issues, sugar cravings, headaches. There's a whole package of conditions that you might be experiencing, which actually we can touch on in a bit. So sleep is often related to other things too. But only having 4 hours of sleep each night doubles your chances of type 2 diabetes and weight gain. Very, very important. And this is the self-love bit. And I don't mean to be cliched or anything like that, but this is like a holistic presentation. You know, this is lifestyle medicine, an integrated holistic approach. Of course, there's lifestyle modalities, you know, nutrition and yoga and the mind, like meditation, all the rest of it. But also there's the self-nourishment and there's the self-healing. So this presentation is not just about, of course, it's about immunity and about the way that you feel, but the way that you feel is very, very influenced by the self-healing, the healing of past experiences, past traumas. Okay, so when you do heal those experiences, you take a spike out of your body. Instantly your energy flows increase. And just to make it real, I was someone that had tons of anger when I was growing up, loads of anger. Just to let you know, so I would wake up in the morning, I'd get into the shower, I'd be brushing my teeth. A minute after I've woken up, I'd be angry. Whatever I was doing, I'd be angry. I'd be sitting down reading a book. There were times when I'd read a book, I'd sit and read, and at the end of the page, I did not even know what I'd actually even read, okay? So like, because I was so busy thinking about things and so busy being angry, I really couldn't focus my energy anywhere else. I remember once I was so angry that I'd go to the gym and I'd use weights, and I really wasn't able to push much at all, like literally like 30% off like my like regular level of strength, because the anger and the stress that I was experiencing really would tax my own energy levels, okay? So that self-healing is really, really, really important. Completing incomplete relationships. So that self-development, those self-development courses are super important to go hand in hand in allowing you to lead a lifestyle that actually empowers you, one that you love. And when you're able to heal yourself through the experiences that you've had, you can go and actually be a contribution and be of service to other people that are experiencing the same things. So there's no way we can actually deliver a presentation on a holistic lifestyle without talking about this as well. And I just want to say another thing, that so with regards to, I mentioned the anger that I used to experience, that was a really, really real thing. After I had various conversations with people in my life and took responsibility for who I was actually being with those people, aggressive, angry, rude, belligerent, even intimidating, and literally took responsibility for my own behavior. I didn't have a conversation with those people about them. I only had a conversation with those people about me and who I was being and who I was for them. After the first conversation, it was with my mother. First of all, I had a conversation with my mother, and that was the bravest thing that I've ever done in my life. And I felt like, literally had the experience like my stomach was like right up in my mouth. I could hardly talk, but I got it out. Literally, the angry thoughts I had stopped dead in their tracks the next day. No more angry thoughts. Of course, normally I can be obviously peed off about one or two things, but the constant chain of angry thoughts came to an absolute halt. And it lasted for so long, like such a long time, that I thought, forget about the coronavirus. I thought that I had like the angry virus, like angry 19. Okay. So this part of your lifestyle is crucially important. Okay. So it leads us to detox. So we've covered like, you know, mind, body already, but then this is one of this, if you really want to promote your own health, if you really want to be healthier, this is the crux to healing as a naturopath. Anybody that comes to see me, irrespective of the condition, must receive a detoxification. Whether you have skin conditions, whether you have type 2 diabetes, whether you have something that's not even a defined pathology, whether you're someone with, like I mentioned earlier, varying energy levels, low mood, carbohydrate cravings, insomnia, headaches, prone to catching colds easily, detoxification will make you happier. I mean, make you healthier, okay? And aside from that, like I said, all other people with all other pathologies, everybody needs a detoxification. Now, the word detoxification is a very cliched word, and I just want to see if anybody here actually knows what a detoxification is. So you guys can unmute and just chuck it at me.
Well, I guess internal cleansing.
Perfect. That's it. You know, in a nutshell, that's exactly what it is. So in a nutshell, what we actually do is we eliminate toxicity. We stop the process of intoxication, and then we start the process of detoxification, of elimination. So I just want to make the point that people often say, well, you know, I'm giving up drinking for this month, so I'm detoxing. That's not detoxing. Stopping smoking for a month, that's not detoxing. You're partially stopping the process of intoxication, okay? But you're probably also intoxicating via other food and drink habits anyhow, yeah? So when we cleanse the body, we stop the process of intoxication via food and drink habits, and we start the process of elimination, cleansing the body, okay? And the bowel is a key reservoir of toxicity in the body. In naturopathy, holistic healthcare, we say that the bowel is a constipation, which means a lack of elimination. Constipation is the mother of all illnesses. In Ayurveda, they've been advocating bowel health for the last 6,000 years. And now, as I'm going to show you in a little bit, it seems like science is catching up with ancient knowledge. Okay, so I'll refer you to that in a second. So with regards to the internal cleanse, you basically, in an absolute nutshell, you cleanse the bowel, you strip it clean, you repopulate it with healthy bowel flora, which is a huge deal, which I mentioned earlier. You stimulate the liver to release its toxins through the bowel. You go for short fast, you alkalize the body. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's what it is in a nutshell. You clean your body. Every day you wake up, you think, right, I'm going to go have a shower, clean up a little bit, you know? No, you're not really cleaning. It's only very superficial, okay? The key reservoir of dirt, waste, toxicity that you actually really want to clean is inside your body, okay? And that will have a profound impact over every aspect of your health, every single aspect. Okay, so which takes me to the microbiome, okay? So we've all had gut feelings, and we've all been told to trust our guts and all the rest of it. But the mind-gut connection isn't just metaphorical, okay? It's actually pretty real. And so everything that I say to you, you can sort of like Google, there's a million different clinical studies on it. If you Google any one thing that I'm about to say, you'll find a load of clinical studies. There's really, really, really very interesting. But ultimately, your health is in your gut. That's what you really want to know. So definitely, we can obviously outline key lifestyle practices that should be incorporated into your life. Massage, yoga, meditation, definitely, okay? The crux of it, in every single religion, that fast, that detoxification, that elimination, okay, is in every religion. So the microbiome, home to 100 trillion bacteria or microorganisms. And don't forget, the microorganisms are so small that you obviously can't even see them with a human eye. You've never spotted a bacteria before, have you? Okay. But there are so many, 100 trillion, that do you know how much they weigh? Like 1.2 kilos. 1.2 kilos in your bowel is made up of bacteria. It's a lot. There's more bacteria in your bowel than stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Yeah, incredible, huh? And I think like researchers are like changing their mind. I think at one point they thought that for every cell, every human cell, every one of our own cells, there were 10 bacteria, meaning that there's only 10% human cells in your body compared to non-human cells. There's a lot of people saying, oh, are we actually human beings when 90% of our DNA isn't even human, right? And if there's that amount of like bacteria in our body, do you think that they have an influence on your health? Of course. Nowadays, people think there's more like 40-ish% human cells compared to 60% bacterial microbiome, okay? So the mind-gut axis is very, very real. And like I said, they play a profound role on your health. And this is the crux of your health, okay? So what role does the bowel bacteria play on your health? So first of all, the immune system. So, you know, this is, you know, we're talking about lifestyle and immunity and all the rest of it. So bowel bacteria supports the development, the maturation, the maturing, and the diversity of your immune cells, okay? The bowel bacteria influences the wealth of your immunity, okay? Also inflammation, okay? An imbalance, an alternation in the levels and proportions of bowel bacteria causes an overreaction of the immune system, and it releases inflammatory chemicals like cytokines, which cause inflammation in the GI tract, which cause inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract, okay? So it's very, very well known that inflammatory bowel conditions like Crohn's disease, like ulcerative colitis, are very, very strongly linked to bowel bacteria. Bowel bacteria, bowel, the bowel being the crux of your health, okay? And do you guys know what inflammatory bowel conditions are also very strongly linked to too? Inflammatory bowel conditions like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are very strongly associated with reduced bone mineral density, okay? So bowel flora has an influence on the digestive system, inflammations in the digestive system, and a knock-on effect on your bone mass density. Postmenopausal women experience a reduction in bone mineral density as well. And actually in mouse models, which are normally used to extrapolate the potential effect on human beings, when mice are supplemented with particular bowel flora varieties, it has a huge effect on the bone building process in the body, okay? So definitely there's a strong case that in order to rebuild bones for postmenopausal women, definitely again, a bowel cleanse will support the slowing down of bone resorption of the reduction of the bone mineral density, okay? So immunity, inflammation, also good, the good bacteria produce good cholesterol that relieves the clogging of arteries, okay? Bad bacteria produce chemicals that cause the blocking of arteries, okay? So the bacteria help reduce incidence of coronary artery disease. Again, type 1 diabetes. Before the onset of type 1 diabetes, there's generally a reduction in the variety of bowel flora in the person with type 1 diabetes. Again, people with excessive weight gain normally have a reduction in the variety of bowel flora. In mouse models, again, when mice are transplanted with bowel flora from slim mice into the like obese mice, those obese mice lose weight without changing the diet. Poor mice, I wouldn't want to be a mouse. Okay, so that is, I mean, you know, the bowel is the crux of your health, and that's what I'm really wanting to get across just now. Also, interestingly, the bowel has a profound impact on your mood and the way that you actually feel. So people normally think that your depression or low mood or anxiety will exacerbate digestive problems, gas, bloating, IBS. Actually, we're finding out that it's the opposite way round, that actually the gas, bloating has a direct effect on your mood. The bowel flora has a direct effect on your mood. Okay, the brain and the gut connection. So the brain, so the gut and the bowel flora influences your central nervous system. Your brain is part of your central nervous system. The brain, the spinal cord represent your central nervous system. Okay, so antidepressant drugs like Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, etc., modulate levels of serotonin in your body, right? Bowel flora do the same thing. Where does the serotonin in your body get produced? Same place as dopamine. Dopamine, serotonin, other feel-good hormones get produced in your bowel by the bowel flora. 95% of the serotonin in your body, the feel-good hormones, are produced by the bowel bacteria. So what do you think the effect's going to be on your mood when you have a restricted variety of bowel flora in your gut? Okay, when those are what's directly responsible for making the feel-good hormones, of course you're not going to feel very good. Okay, and it's been postulated in neuropsychology that conditions such as schizophrenia and bipolar, it's also very, very strongly associated with alternations in gut bacteria. Okay, so I just really, really want to drill home that yes, we can go to yoga, and yes, we can meditate, and yes, we can have a healthy diet. But really, the crux of your health, the crux of your future health, actually rests upon your internal cleanliness, your internal hygiene. Okay? A healthy body, a clean body is a healthy body. Thank you all for listening. Does anybody have any questions?
Are we going to have some easy fixes?
There's no such thing as an easy fix. Easy fix is only very temporary. You want a thorough fix that's lasting and sustainable.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on your question a little bit? So what do you mean by easy fixes?
Things like yoga and probiotics and vegetables, we all know can help us. I don't know, I am a meat eater, but I prefer to eat fish. So sometimes, like taking a probiotic to me is a bit of an easy win because it increases those bacteria. But yes, gradually then incorporating those things into my daily lifestyle rather than just randomly.
Okay, so what I'm not really advocating is, hey, if you don't feel great, take a bunch of probiotics. That's really, so I'm a naturopath, and we're really like less into stuff, like everything has its place, but the point that I'm trying to make and drive home is that it's about internal hygiene of the body. You know, it's a variety of different things that I touched on, and underpinning all of it has got to be a healthy, clean body. You know, also for a mother that, I mean, I'm about to digress a little bit, but for a mother that's carrying a child in her womb, again, what's best, to carry a child in a healthy, clean body with clean, fresh, alkaline blood supply or a polluted, toxic blood supply? So internal hygiene, the promotion of internal hygiene, and actually doing that cleanse yourself is what's going to give you access to optimal health. So taking some probiotics is good, but really it's a symptom. It should be done in combination with promoting internal hygiene. So lifestyle is an integrated approach.
Can I ask then, is the suggestions of things like removing certain items from your diet on a regular basis and fasting a way of actually promoting the good bacteria? Because what I'm not clear on is then how to promote the good bacteria, and which will help have a healthy bowel and things, you know, which you say will impact on the other things.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so there's certain foods that you can eat that will really have a negative effect on the bowel flora, junk food, basically. So you obviously all know what that is, like crap drinks as well. And then there's things that will have a really positive, beneficial effect on the bowel flora, which is the fruit and veg slide I showed you guys. That will have a really good effect on bacteria because it's full of fiber. Fiber is a food source for bacteria, for the good bacteria. There's also, for example, hemp. Hemp powder is very good for the growth of good bacteria, hemp powder. Omega-3 fatty acids, linseed oil, very, very good for promoting the growth of healthy bowel flora. Prebiotics, like kefir, very, very good as well. Also, something like fermented cabbage. So you get a cabbage, blend in a blender, leave it in a saucepan for a few days, sieve, drink sporadically throughout the day. It's very, very good. It has the right pH to promote the growth of healthy bowel flora. So there's lots of things that you can actually do. So I can either like maybe come back another time and actually talk to you guys about, okay, how do we actually apply this? So that, like, you know, I've told you a bunch of things, but how do we actually apply it? You know, what can I actually do now? What you can do right now is, like, you know, drinks like kefir, you know, it's really good to start. And, you know, what you can do right now is that those dietary modifications. But yeah, the sugar cravings that people experience, very, very much down to bowel bacteria. 20% of alcoholism is actually linked to bowel flora. Does that answer your question at all, or do you want to know anything else?
No, thank you. That's very helpful.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Any more questions?
Yeah, Rob, you know, we all go through the phases of trying to be really good for a certain period of time, and we'll have like a successful 1 or 2 weeks of doing what we think is the right thing, and then we fall off the bandwagon where we kind of maybe have 2 nights of takeaways or 1 day of, you know, too much alcohol, and then you kind of, it's so hard to get back on track, and you think, well, I've done all the damage. Is kind of being good, say, for 2 weeks and having a day or 2 that's maybe not so good, is it really that damaging? And can we get back on track and replace all of the, I guess, toxins that we've put in our body?
Yeah, so basically, back to like one of the slides, when I said that lifestyle is actually about balance, I mean, of course you're going to have fun, of course you're going to let your hair down, of course you can be a little bit naughty here and there. But so long as your life and your lifestyle is a mindful one, and you observe like healthful practices, then hey, being naughty a little bit here and there is absolutely fine. You're not going to like, binging out like once every few weeks on something slightly crap. That's not going to really have a deleterious, detrimental effect on your health, so long as your overall lifestyle is a mindful and healthful one. However, what I would suggest is that once, again, back to bowel health, back to detoxification, cleansing the body. And once you've cleansed the body, okay, once you've cleansed the body, then your desire for junk will reduce radically. Okay, so I'll obviously have a number of people come to me with the sugar cravings and binging, all the rest of it. It's all part of the same package, the sugar cravings, the energy levels, etc. It's all the same thing. They're not separate. They're the same thing. Okay, and when you clean your body, no question, though, that craving radically reduces. It's all about cleansing the body, and it's all about letting your hair down. It's all about the balance. Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Any other questions?
There seem to be some questions in the chat that people are asking.
Ah, let me have a look. Have you got a diet to recommend, please? Okay, well, that's okay. Health diet, these again. How do I get a consultation with you? Well, what you can do is maybe get my email address from either Naz or Monet. Healthy diet, I'll come back to. How do we cleanse the body? How do we cleanse the body? Again, I've described it in an absolute nutshell, and obviously you're not going to really remember any of it. Again, you can get in touch with me if you want to like take it on for yourself. Drinking lemon water quite often, is there? No, I don't think there's a negative effect of that. Actually, while I was in India, for people with obesity, they would regularly drink hot lemon honey water. Okay, the vitamin C would stimulate the liver to release its toxin, to metabolize fats. So lemon honey water is really, really good. I drink lemon honey water every single day, and it's really good for the immune system. In fact, if I'm ever like slightly under the weather, definitely I'll be drinking hot lemon water, hot lemon and lime water, definitely. Diet to recommend is literally, because I'm obviously not going to have the time to recommend in detail a diet, avoid junk food. It's called junk for a reason. It's junk, and you really don't want to put it inside your body, especially fizzy drinks. They're just sugar drinks. They're just like soups of chemicals. Also, like fruit juices from the store, like Tropicana, whatever, all these different things, they're sugar drinks. I'd avoid a lot. If you want to drink orange juice, juice up some orange. Ginger. Ginger's really, really good for nausea. Ginger's a really good anti-inflammatory. Ginger's really, really good for your digestive system. Ginger is really good for your blood circulation as well. The combination of ginger, garlic, chili. It's really cool to be mindful about the way that you cook. Indian cooking, Indian cuisine is full of ginger and onion and garlic and turmeric, herb, like spices that are really, like turmeric is a very strong antibacterial. Chili is a very strong antibacterial. Chili is very good at like stimulating blood circulation in the body. Garlic is a very strong antibacterial. So it's really cool to be negative. I just saw the word negative on the screen. It's really cool to be mindful about the spices that you use. And you can also improve your own health, you know, by being mindful about juicing. You know, there's juices for like, you know, beetroot juice has been shown to reduce LDL. Okay, beetroot juice has been shown to be good for anemia. Carrot juice is very good for like the eyes, obviously, but carrot juice is also very strongly alkaline. Okay, in India, I'd visit hospitals where patients with type 2 diabetes were given bitter gourd juice. Bitter gourd juice is a natural anti-hyperglycemic, it's a natural hypoglycemic agent. So radically bring down your blood sugar levels. Fasting is also, someone mentioned fasting. Fasting is, in Indian Ayurveda, they say that fasting is the divine remedy. Okay, so fasting, after fasting for 5 days, you bring down your blood sugar levels and blood pressure levels to a normal level if you're someone that's type 2 diabetic with very high blood pressure. Fasting, not that I'm recommending that you fast by yourselves for 5 days, but just for information. Power naps, you know, are power naps good? Well, what you want to be aware of is, are you power napping because you feel really tired during the day? Okay, so your energy levels should be such that your energy levels should be sustained throughout the entire day without really needing a power nap. I actually quite like power naps. I exercise a lot. I think some people that exercise might actually also like power naps. But if you're someone that has low energy levels, you have a cold body temperature, you have a desire to sleep at night, you have to sleep during the day, you have abdominal bloating, in Chinese medicine, that's a thing. And you probably have a few things going on with that as well. Coconut oils, going to be very good. Coffee, no. Avoid coffee, I'd say. Anything that can make you addicted to it, like coffee, obviously wants to be avoided. If you can get addicted to something, don't take it, you know. And coffee is a stimulant. Therefore, coffee stimulates the sympathetic branch of the nervous system. Therefore, the hormones that are going to be released through drinking coffee are depleting for your body. And instead, I'd advise you to take things like maca powder, ashwagandha powder, okay, things that are like more ginseng powder. It's going to be sustainable, it will sustain your energy levels. I'd forget about coffee altogether. Calorie deficit diets, of course, you definitely want to. It's so like, you know, there's a million different fads. There's a million different fads with regards to diet, and definitely, you know, do you remember when I mentioned bowel bacteria? Bowel bacteria can influence the way fat is deposited in your body. I can eat the same diet. I mean, metabolism has a lot to do with it, but bowel bacteria influence metabolism. So with regards to calorie deficient diet, actually, if you have a very wide and varied spectrum of bowel flora in your body, you can eat and actually put on less weight. I just wanted to make the point that I've said it already, but inside the microbiome of the bowel consists not only of bacteria, but also other weird little things called protozoa, fungi, yeast, and viruses. You have viruses inside you right now, okay? But you're not ill. The reason why you're not ill is because you're not run down. Your immune system isn't compromised just now. So the whole concept of health and illness, how do we actually get ill? Why are we healthy? Why are we ill? Is a separate discussion, but it's very, very interesting to consider that right now you're actually all breathing in bacteria. You all have viruses inside you right now. For every liter of seawater, you all go swimming in the sea, I'm sure. For every liter of seawater, each liter of seawater contains 20,000 bacteria. Okay, so if bacteria make you ill and bugs make you ill, we'd all be ill right now. That's the naturopathic view of health and illness. Okay. Reishi, yeah, those mushrooms, absolutely, yeah. Reishi, cordyceps, lion's bane, chaga, those mushrooms, I take them myself, especially in the wintertime. So in the wintertime, what I'll do is I'll mix recommendations for reishi. Reishi is really cool. So I'll have some, mix some cordyceps, I'll mix some chaga, put a small tablespoon of each in a saucepan. I'll add a banana, a ripe banana. I'll add 2 medjool dates and boiling hot water, and add a little bit of coconut water and blend it all together, okay? Cordyceps, chaga powder, 2 dates, banana, coconut, a little bit of coconut milk and some water, boiling hot water, and drink it down. And that's the best for your immune system. That's the best for energy levels. It's very, very good for libido as well. Right, I think I've answered pretty much everything. Okay. Has anybody got any more questions? I think I've answered quite a few questions there. You guys have got 10 more minutes to hit me with some questions, otherwise I think we're good.
Rob, someone's saying, when's it correct to drink the reishi concoction?
Well, so for me, it's most effective. When's it good? But it's most effective for me. Wintertime, definitely. It's a winter drink. I associate it as being a winter drink. The reishi, the chaga powder, the cordyceps, yeah, which I mentioned with the banana and the dates and the coconut milk, is definitely a winter drink. So, for example, in the winter time, definitely drink that to like boost your energy levels, to boost your immunity as well. Definitely. Also, as well as that, is a ginger drink. So what I like to do is chop some ginger, blend it up so the ginger is actually infused into the water, not so that you have slices of ginger, but so the ginger is infused into the water. Add some honey, sieve it, and you're drinking really strong ginger water. It's going to be amazing for your digestive system and really very good for energy levels as well.
Cool.
Okay, well, I think if that is it, then I would like to thank you all for generously giving up your time for being here with me, and it's been a pleasure talking to you guys as well. And I do hope to do this again sometime.
Thank you so much, Rob. That was
Thank you very much, Shahnaz. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
been a privilege for me.
It's really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right, well, I'm going to log off.